So all the femininity, like the ruffles and all that kind of softness, it comes from Rembrandt. And even these like big Swarovski rocks, that I really like it because it's normally like rocks that they use for jewelry, and I wanted to put like on fashion. So. It was really like the balance in between, like the material side of Le Corbusier, and on the other side that kind of curiosity cabinet, that kind of side of darkness and bloody kind of color, the red big stones of Rembrandt. Every item, it's different, the shape of the stones, just to get that kind of geometry, you know, the black and white, the square black and white, or the oval one, black and black, or the little rectangular, but, you know, like, and put it like in a geometrical way on the red one, just to keep that kind of dimensions of Le Corbusier.
Do you think Swarovski crystal and Corbusier could go together?
Yes, the crystals were beautiful, especially those really strong red crystals on the white. I think it was you know, we've seen so many crystals this season, and you see jet and you see clear. The red really stood out.
I loved the red on the white. I thought that was amazing, and I thought that the black jetted pieces were extraordinary.
I thought it was enhancing the garment. That was making it more sophisticated, more rich, more elegant.
You see on the dark side of this jewelry, like pumping out the light of this Swarovski crystal.
I love the skull and crossbones. A little slightly voodoo-ish. I liked John Battista's discreet touches as a counterpoint to the disco lady that we've seen in kind of Milan and everywhere else.
It was incredibly simple, it was very forward-looking, but it was just incredibly elegant, and it's what Paris is all about.
When you see those magical material stones, I mean, it's like fun, you know, it's beautiful, it's the people, you know, it's fun because when the models, they come to wear the clothes, they get so enchanted because it's glittering, it's fantastic, it's like, wow, you know.
The overall brief for me was paganism and elements of the night. The inspiration was a Victorian brooch, the spray star brooches. So the inspiration, we wanted to look Victorian and antique. It's really a large version of a fine piece of jewellery, really. It's taking catwalk jewellery to another level. It's sterling silver, set with blue topaz, oxidised to give it a really Victorian feel. So this is the other element, the moon. The stones are Swarovski crystal, and they are cabochons, and we've made them look like they're moonstones, and they're actually, each single stone is claw set. There's 350 stones in there, and 1,300 claws. Each one had to be soldered in individually. I wanted to make it so it looked kind of baroque and felt like the crater of the moon. So it was all different shapes and sizes, so creating a different kind of texture. It frames her face really beautifully. She's kind of lady of the night.
What I loved was it was the total antithesis to last season, which was it was very feminine, very romantic, and the women looked quite ghostly. Whereas this season was celebrating sort of darker powers of woman, really celebrating her sexuality and her strength, and obviously you had this witch theme running through. But just completely different from anything else you've seen in the past 3 weeks, as ever. And of course you had these gorgeous sort of headpieces with the Swarovski crystals with the moon and the star, and sort of tying in with the overall theme. People associate crystals with a positive energy, and he's got it tying in with the darker forces of nature, if you like. But why not? If anyone's going to do it, McLean will.
So when I come in the office in the morning and I have a clear head, I look at them every day and see what else they could do. It's my favorite crystal, I think. It has two sides. One is like a mirror glass, and the other is more disco, we call it. It's very flexible, so you can do sculptural things, you see. So even if you have a bust, you can create a shape. It's like fabric. We have to use these cubes that have no hole, nothing, okay. So we just cover them in fabric and we apply them on the fabric. So we've used many different types. Of course, we've used organza, tulle, another type of organza, chiffon. Individually, somebody sits and wraps the Swarovski, and then we attach it to make this shoulder pad. Here's how it starts, covered with tulle, and we attach on a surface. I like the three-dimensionality of the stones. We have 5 or 6 impossibly small ones together. So it looks like rocks, a surface of, in a cave. It lifts the whole structure, it lifts the whole, picks up the light better.
The waistcoats I thought were so chic because they just had that little touch on the shoulder which was really subtle but really quite gorgeous.
Your job as a designer is to find a way to apply it in a beautiful way, because the product in itself cannot save the designer.
Well, this collection called Airborne is about looking at how climates and the sort of life-death cycles within climates of plant life, etc., of nature, and how the nature renews itself.
So I'm hoping that what we'll get tonight is not just like great clothes, but also some kind of, without sounding too awfully pretentious, some kind of statement about the way the world is, and this is sort of expressed through clothing, which that's what I really like about his work.
Everything in the collection is really about the body trying to resist, let's say, sort of winter depression by having components that light up the face to relieve depression, or it's about cocooning, so it's like internalizing, hibernating in relation to winter. This piece here is in the beginning of the collection, and it's part of winter, and it's all about sort of cocooning. So the hood on the coat will just basically go over the head and cocoon the head. But I really like the fact that it was like this sort of surgical kind of support, but it was jewellery, and it was also the depression relief. So I kind of like this combination of this way of designing, because it became more than just a jewellery piece. There'll be like 2 dresses, Swarovski dresses, that will be like TV screens with LEDs, which will kind of show the changes of seasons.
Hussein wanted to put graphics and images onto a surface of a fabric. Each of the LEDs represents a pixel of the video that we're going to show. These are like self-contained little units, and there's a connector on the back of the chip as well, and so they simply clip into place. We want to cover it in beautiful fabric and crystals. So we're going to use the fabric to soften up the image and to blur the light dots. Because what's sophisticated is the surface, no? With those
Definitely,
crystals.
just the fact that you have that in there.
Yeah, I mean, if I see this from here now, it looks fantastic, no?
Yeah.
Even this close up, all you see is crystal and colorful light.
Millions of little chips that they put fabric over it. It's a dress, and then basically it's the TV dress, and then there's images projected that will shine through the fabric of the dress.
These are the fabrics for the light dresses that, hopefully the light will refract in some way through this. They almost become sort of chapters in the collection which become sort of indicators of what's to come. Also, it's about looking at warriors, like samurai warriors, as a sort of symbol of, again, empowerment. So there are a lot of textures combined with crystals and jet crystals, which are black, to kind of give you the feeling of, again, sort of resistance.
With Swarovski, he's really thought about the way of using it that works with his clothes, you know, and I think that's why he's such a smart designer.
They were used, you know, in a manner to enhance the effects that help the beauty of the collection.
The crystal was certainly a very dynamic and energetic element, you know, whether it was a dark crystal or a light crystal, you know, light was constantly and is constantly reflected off it.
It's completely relevant in relation to seasons. They're like sort of components that react to the weather and sometimes symbolize the weather.